Yes, people. Welcome to Saeed TV and welcome to the Filtered podcast. Sunday night, we are here. 3-point collectors in the building. Big performance. Big up to everybody who's in the building right now. Big up to everybody. Make sure you guys smash that like button as soon as you head in the building. And yeah, man, let's introduce the guest. Andy Tate, how are you, mate? Everything all good?
Yeah, everything's good. I've gone through my nails after the last 25 minutes watching that.
Yeah.
Nearly drawing blood.
Absolutely. Big up to Flawless Sarcasm City. Big up to you, bro. Everything all good?
I'm blessed. Big up for having me. Good to be back as always. And another win. Getting used to this winning stuff as a United fan.
Listen, life's good at the minute, man. Life's good.
It's ages,
yeah, ages, man. Getting used to this.
Absolutely. And Double A, obviously we were there at Old Trafford as well. I see you there. Big up to you.
Yeah,
man. Listen, big 3 points. You can see the relief outside Old Trafford. Big relief, man. We got the 3 points, man.
Mate, I feel exhausted as them players were in the second half. You know that took a lot out of me. I didn't even play. I'm tired, bro, for real. But yeah, big up you, man. It's good to be back with you on a Sunday night. It's the best way to finish the week, innit? Especially with United winning as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how many we now are unbeaten at home, but I think it's 8 unbeaten at home. I think people are saying. But listen, I'm for me, I'm not. You can't play down the magnitude of them 3 points because I think Newcastle, I was dejected. This game here, I just couldn't. This is the second time, by the way, we've beaten West Ham 1-0 at home. So you can tell it's not very easy, you know what I mean, to beat at home. They're very, you know, they like to be rigid. They're compact. We also, play some good football in that second half. But we dug in there thanks to David De Gea and Lisandro and Dallo and certain other man. But Andy, I'm going to start off with you first, man. 3 points, massive 3 points for United and in the quest for where we're going to finish. So hopefully end of the season.
Yeah, very, very big 3 points. The first half, I thought, West Ham, very defensive unit. Everyone behind the ball. And they didn't do much first half, but we were. It took us about 10 minutes to get going, and we were well worth our half-time lead because we bossed it, and it was patience and using the runners and all that. And the Rashford Club 100th goal, I met a lot to him. Flick from Bruno and a cross from Eriksen. I think because I was on the corner of it where he slid in for the celebrations, he wanted that. Then you could see him running in. As soon as he left his head,
massively. Yeah,
I knew that was in. So let's say I'm not a Rashford fan, but fair play to him. He's been playing out of his skin the last few weeks now, and he deserves his credit and all the puns. 100 club, and long may it continue for Rashford. It really is. And let's say second half, we dug deep. Like I was talking to Saeed before we come on. I mean, everybody, United were all focused on the right wing, and on the left wing, on the West Ham players were coming down on the left. 3 times they weren't being picked up, and that was just a little bit worrying. But unfortunately, West Ham never used that advantage. If they'd have played the ball over, they would have been in at the back. Very worrying, but dogged, determined, and a big 3 points for the Reds today.
Flawless. How was it when you obviously watch on TV? Were you nervous towards the end? Or did you always think that the 3 points was there? Like, does it feel like a different feeling now that we're not going to concede? We're not going to, fold under pressure. You know what I mean? If you look at how many goals we've conceded at Old Trafford, it's not been that many. Someone said there we've not conceded a goal since Real Sociedad at home. Yeah, that's crazy.
They was talking about that afterwards, and they were saying we haven't conceded at home in however many hours it is. I can't remember the last time we conceded at home in the league, which is a good
Liverpool,
thing.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it's Liverpool,
yeah.
And that was a late one. But I've said it before on this channel how the defense has been the strong point of our team, and it's shown again today. Of course, when they're raining in crosses and set pieces, and they're a tall team, David Moyes' team. Of course, you get a little bit concerned. Yes, the 2 saves that De Gea made were quality. The one from Zuma, the one from Rice. But again, I have faith in the defense. I have faith in the team. And we're playing David Moyes' team. Like, we've played David Moyes enough to know what his teams are going to be like. Well organized, tough to beat, well drilled. Like we've seen this, whether it's at West Ham and whether it's at Everton. I call this West Ham team just Merseyside blue because it's the same thing. Same personnel, it's the same profiles. You can go and pick players who he has at West Ham, who he had at Everton. Someone tell me the difference between Cresswell and Leighton Baines. What's the difference? I'm saying I just use those two as an example, and I can keep going on and on in regards to that. But I thought we were professional today, and the defenders did what they had to do, whether that was De Gea, Martinez, who is just consistent. He's not even getting applauded because he's been consistently good.
Yeah, he's that good now. We don't even need to say it anymore. You know what I mean?
Talk about it. Like that's how consistent he's been. Maguire, especially in the last stages of the game, aerially from set pieces. The amount of times he got, you know what I'm saying, his head on the ball, we got to give him credit. Dalot, someone who I've been a fan of defensively, he was good in the air because there's a couple times Antonio looked like he was going to score. And even Shaw, someone I've been critical of, played well. So, yeah, I always have faith in us to keep a clean sheet because that's the strong part of the team. So, and we did a professional job. Obviously, you would have preferred a better performance, but our performances as of late have been better, whether it's the 2 Europa League games, the Everton game, the Newcastle game, the Spurs game. So, I'm not like, we got the win. That's the main thing. And we kick on because you was tweeting about it, Saeed, before the game with how the other results went this weekend, how important it was for us to get a win.
Absolutely.
And look at that front four. Because when I seen the lineup, I was not like, before I seen the lineup, I was confident. And I seen that front four and I was like, yeah, we're not controlling the game. Like we had 55%. Like that's not a front four I want to see going forward, in it. That's a concern of Bruno, Alanga, Rashford, and Ronaldo. Like that's not it. But we've managed to get the win and we move on. So yeah, we move on, man. 3-point collectors.
That's it, man. That's it. Big up to Nate H. Says here, it's important to remind ourselves that performances will be inconsistent this season. Also wanted to point out how well Dalot is playing brilliant. Someone in the comments is saying, who was your man of the match? Bloody hell. We I think there's a host of names that could be man of the match today. I think there's a shout for Casemiro in there, Dalot, Luke Shaw. Bro, I told you, man, this is revival number 15 for Luke Shaw, man. Just be honest, man. This is revival number 15. He's awake now again.
This guy comes back to more times to life than a character on GTA, man. This guy always comes back to life, man. All the time.
Come back to life, man.
But he has been playing. Give him his credit. He has been playing well as of late. You gotta give him his credit. He has. We just hope it continues.
Absolutely. I mean, Sheikh says here, Ilanga needs to be sold, not good enough, awful. I think with Ilanga, it's his first start in a while. I think for me, I just gave him the benefit of the doubt that he was there to press and run around and just cause a bit of havoc. I think that's what Ten Hag wanted. Double A, man. Listen, man. It's a massive 3 points. I think when you look at the league table now, I will bring it up, but it's looking good, man. Right now, we're 2 points ahead of Chelsea. Obviously, Newcastle are fired at the minute, but you know what? Just tell the people how important them 3 points was today in terms of what we're trying to build with United.
Oh, they're absolutely massive. When we didn't play the Ten Hag way today, did we? We weren't pressing. We weren't showing what was shown against Chelsea, against Spurs. That performance wasn't there, but yet this team are confident enough to grind out these results now, and that's what we were missing a hell of a lot last season. You got to put a lot of that down to not only the manager, but you talk about Casemiro coming in and proving what a world-class midfielder, a world-class midfielder does to your team. And I think he went off the boil a little bit second half, a few sloppy passes, but that's expected with the amount of games we've played in October alone. We've had 9 games. That's a lot of games to play, a lot of football. And it's consistently been the same team pretty much. You look at it. So not only him, but I mean, you said his standout names all over the pitch. I mean, Martinez, I'm running out of superlatives to say how amazing this guy is. And, you look at the last 3 games, he's played with 3 different centre-backs. And in each one, he's still been amazing. Like, very different, 3 very different centre-backs as well. You think of Varane, who's, a world-class defender. You've got Lindelof, who's, some weaknesses, and you have to sort of cover for that. And obviously Maguire, who I'm not going to go into Maguire, but you know what I'm saying. So three very different centre backs, and yet he's still performing amazingly. And I just love the guy. There's nothing. I just love him. And then you got Luke Shaw, who's took on this challenge. He's looking lean. He's looking mean. He's looking fit. He's looking in shape. The engine's back. He's running. You know, he's bombing forward. At a few good moments in the second half, he went straight past Rashford. I think he got 1 or 2 passes, which is unlike Rashford, to be fair. And he got a couple of crosses in. But you know, he's been outstanding as well when he's come back and won his place. But for me, and I may get pelted for this, but the player that's improved the most from anyone under Ten Hag is Diogo Dalot. I think at the moment he is almost he is almost on world class level in the performances that he's giving. I'm not saying he is world class, but the performances and the output he's giving the team is now at a world class level. If he can continue that for 18 months, you will class him as world class. Defensively, he looks amazing. Them back post headers today, he's astute to it. He's aware, and his positional sense is outstanding. And then he's also getting better going forward. His crossing is becoming a lot better. Or not only better, but consistent. And that's what it is. It's consistency. And he's bombing past. And you know that back five are really. And you can include Casemiro in that. So it's a back six, are really providing that solid basis now for the front players to go on. They're not doing that at the moment, or they didn't do it today. And I think, you know, those front five have a lot to thank those back six for today. Because if they were on job as much as they were, we draw or maybe even lose that game, I think, because they were that and they kept us in the game.
Absolutely. Late H says Casemiro's quality, composure, and distribution. That's another thing as well with Casemiro is that, again, people saying he's not really good with his feet, you know, I mean, in terms of passing ability. I think his quality in terms of just being control and commanding and being assured.
Yeah, I think that's caught everybody out. Because that's caught me out. But again, at Real Madrid, because of the midfield he was in, he didn't need to use it. So I actually thought he was just a destroyer. I didn't realize how good he was on the ball. I never had no idea how good his passing range was, both short passing and long passing. I expected him to be quality, don't get me wrong. But it's been a pleasant surprise, man. Like, we have a cohesive midfield. With him and Eriksen, I look at our midfield and go, wow, we got 2 midfielders who are actually good. Like, I like this. Like, I can get used to this.
Absolutely. Obviously, it's not a podcast without Zayn Miassi in the building. Zayn Miassi, Andy, after another grinding performance, just like Spurs, did you see our 5-star performance party goal of the season? I actually didn't watch the game, so you know what I mean. I've got nothing.
They played Nottingham. You played Nottingham Forest. All right, they beat Liverpool, but who don't? You know what I'm saying? It's Nottingham Forest.
Another grinding performance like Spurs. We smashed Spurs. So how was that? Grind. He's just wasted a £5 there, lad. I don't know, you know.
Yeah, there you go.
You want to keep fucking saying, go ahead, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
If you're going to point it out, that was grinding today. We were dominant against Spurs. We bossed them.
Absolutely. In terms of Flores, I want to come up to you with this one. With in terms of the high line, we can't play it with Maguire. I think that affected our first half performance in terms of when Varane and Martinez are in there, we could push up. I think Martinez was so confused as to how to play. The amount of times they kept passing to each other. He was like, yo, Maguire, push up forward, man. What's up with you? Like, at least, like, move up the pitch. And I think that's where Lisandro Martinez was like, what can I do here? And then he tried to play a few balls in between the lines, was a bit unsuccessful with it. But I think that will come in it. But at the same time, we've got to just work with what we've got right now. Because Lindelof had an illness today, and Varane is out. We've just got to just adapt. That's the key word, isn't it? Adapt.
Yeah, it's about adapting. And like, if everyone's fit, is Maguire in the team? Big up Dan as well. Is Maguire in the team? No, he's our 4th best centre back for a reason. So of course we're gonna probably have to play different because he doesn't have the attributes of Varane. He's not as good as Varane. That's what it is. He ain't even as good as Lindelof, and that's what it is. Up. Yeah, like it's slowed up. So, of course, we're going to have to play. If we're playing more quality opposition, we're not going to play Spurs and play a high line. That's just stupidity. You ain't going to have Harry Maguire on the halfway line with Son. That's just dumb. Like, we're just not going to do that. So, of course, Ten Hag knows that. And I think the rest of the players know that as well. So, it's about adapting to what you have. It's horses for courses. So, yeah. The point is to get players in of a profile where there is pace all around it. Like Maguire hasn't been you. If everyone's fit, Maguire doesn't play, and that's a good thing. But he did well. Like I say, give him credit today. I thought he did well today. Because if he played bad, we'd all be here criticizing him and that. Does he have his faults? Yes, but that's the best game I've seen him play for us in a long time.
His passing though was really poor. Like you say, he made some passes, 1 or 2 passes, and they were well off.
I was going to say my my favorite moment of the whole game was, do you remember that Casemiro pass to Delors when he absolutely drilled it?
Yes.
Across pitch. And then about 2 or 3 minutes later, Maguire tried it. It went straight into the West Ham midfield. And they broke on us.
I know, and then they broke on us. And that was one where the crowd was like, bloody hell, what you doing, man?
Again,
what you doing?
That's Maguire for you. Like,
Yeah.
I don't expect much. I know the level he's at, so I'm not gonna be like, if everyone's fit, he's not here. You know what I'm saying?
I
But that's
noticed
Maguire.
that the first half because he was making mistakes in the first 20 minutes. He made 2 mistakes, and De Gea and the Martinez had to bail him out. And he's like applauding him. He's like applauding. Come on, let's keep going. That was on you, Maguire. You caused them 2 panic attacks.
I'm really surprised West Ham didn't focus on that, because it was that one when he lunged in and totally missed it, and then they knocked the ball over the top and Ben Rama got round. And I said to my dad who was with, I said they should target that now, because that's a weakness. But he didn't, and that's up to West Ham, I guess. But we managed to get by. And second half, the chat saying it, he had that block. He really helped out when it came to actually defending. His heading was good as always. So as much as I like to criticize him, and I do say sometimes you got to praise him when a player comes in and does. He did look rusty, but he's not played for a while. He's been injured. So credit where it's due.
I think Thursday will suit him because it'll be slow again. Because that patient, that sort of game in Spain, it'll suit him.
Hopefully, because we need to get two clear goals on Thursday.
Not beyond us.
We'll beat. I'm confident we'll beat Sociedad and win that game.
Hopefully,
we've top the group. That's another thing.
Well, he's top in the group. That's why, go win that game.
Absolutely. Jared says we are currently creeping up the table. Top 3 maybe. We will discuss that towards the end in terms of what United could do. And Nate H says, I'm convinced Maguire thinks he's Pirlo. Well, listen, he tries to play out. He tries to do it.
I love how he super chatted that. Man really wanted to get a point across. That he thinks Maguire thinks he's Pirlo. That's good.
They got to Ellen Taylor said, Double A, did you get the warden get his coat back? Listen, Double A was swagged out today in some yellow jacket, man. Listen, big up to Double A, man. Honestly.
I look like a Stabler highlighter. That's what it was. I went as a highlighter today. We didn't get it back. I kept it.
Was you warm? That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying?
It looks very thin. It's absolutely thick. It's nice and tough.
Yeah.
It's my new match day coat. I'm going to wear it every game now just to annoy people.
Yeah, absolutely. But Andy, let's talk about the fullbacks, man. Listen, Shaw, and let's talk about Shaw first of all in terms of, again, the revival, and in terms of, whether he can keep this up or whatnot. But Shaw, again, was immense today. Absolutely up and down. Recovery tackles, again, superb. But yeah, Shaw, man, listen, again, Malacia, we need another 1,000 Malacias now just to get Shaw back in.
Thing is he going to continue this? Is this just a phase Shaw, or is this permanent Luke Shaw? Because he's been through this. Man, played at a tournament at the Euros as a stinker last season. He's challenged this season, like he was challenged the season before.
Yeah.
And he actually saw that challenge off, but has he just got his eye on the World Cup? This has got to be permanent. It really has to be permanent. I don't want to see Luke Shaw go to the World Cup, have a good World Cup, then he's back to the Luke Shaw last season. I mean, is it selfish? It shows a bit of a two-faced. He could have been that better player last season, but now he's training, he's working hard. I want to see that permanent 24/7. It wasn't there last season, and he didn't want to accept responsibility. So now he's accepting responsibility. It's got to be permanent, and he's got to take the challenge up and say, "I've got to play like this week in, week out, not be scared, and continue." Because if I drop again, I'm going to be out of the team again.
Absolutely. And then obviously you got Dalot as well. Again, most improved player. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll make it clear on it. I never rated Dalot until this season where Ten Hag has just took him to another level. I thought Dalot before last season, getting bullied off the ball, you know what I mean? Again, delivery, just an overall game. I didn't see it with Dalot, but flawless, man. Dalot is, like I said, Double A said, the most improved player at Man United. This guy is taking responsibility now. Before, I felt like he just kind of was like, not taking that responsibility and not owning, like, being a United player. Now he believes it now. And this is what I love about Dalot. He loves it. He loves, like, playing for Man United now.
Yeah, because I've always like backed him in terms of when you just look at his attributes. I've said it before, I say it again, in terms of profile, he's a modern day fullback. Like when you look at him, like whether it's his offensive attributes, defensive, like physically, he's quick, he's strong, he's good in the air, as we see in technically, he's fine on the ball as well. Right foot, left foot, engine as well. People really underestimate that, his ability to get up and down that flank, like consistently, whether it's overlapping or whether he's doing an underlapping, which obviously Ten Hag likes his fullbacks to do. But I think in regards to his form, it helps with the team he has around him.
Yeah.
We now have a system in place. We now have better centre-back pairing. We now have better players around him. There's more of a structure. So he's not being, even though he's good one-on-one, he's not being exposed one-on-one as much. Even say De Gea coming off his line more. Just stuff like that helps. Not just him, but the whole defense. But I'm loving what's going on with Delo. And even offensively now, he's showing off his skills, like the odd step over. There was the cross he wrapped into, I think he was either aiming for Ronaldo or Rashford, and Rashford kind of got in the way of Ronaldo, and he ran onto it and shot, and it went wide. And then there was another cross, and that's what I want to see him do more. My issue isn't his crossing ability. My issue is he doesn't cross enough. I want to see you more in that position, like cross more, because your ability to cross is calm. Like I think there was one in the second half. I think he stood up I don't know why he was on the left-hand side, but he was on the left-hand side, and I think he stood it up with his back. He stood it up to the back stick on his left foot. So I'm like, I want to see him more in those positions and get on the ball more. But I think his confidence as well is through the roof. Like he's getting most improved player shouts, and I can't really disagree. And Iron Man, this guy's played every game. We need another right back. He's legit played every.
I think Ten Hag did mention that though. Ten Hag literally
he
said
did in the interview.
Goes, we need to another right back.
We need a right back. This guy's played everything. When I think about it, when's the last time he hasn't played? I think he might have got subbed off in one of the games like recently, but that's it. And I think it was only like 10 minutes. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from Delo, and I think he can only get better as well as the team gets better.
Absolutely. And then obviously I have to start with the main man, numero uno, man. I keep telling you people, man, innit? Like, listen, the disrespect is too much. Again, David De Gea. You know what? For people to say, most improved player, David De Gea is doing everything now that every United fan wanted him to do. Coming out from the back. Do you see when Maguire made that mistake? I was not quick enough. Who came out to rush out? David De Gea. Commanding now, getting better. With his feet now, much more confident. You can see there's no anxiety around Old Trafford. Like, people are confident. Lisandro Martinez is confident now. Lisandro Martinez, this is how confident he is with David De Gea with his feet. I think he was meant to get the ball out. He's actually giving the ball to him in a position where he knows West Ham are gonna go and pressure him. But he's confident, saying, you know what, we're gonna split the pitch. You just take your time with it. And he is giving that confidence. And I did say, people, once we have a confident back four that believe in David De Gea, then he can then reciprocate that confidence onto them. That's when you'll see the David De Gea and the best of David De Gea. But I mean, double A, man, David De Gea again today. Listen, what a performance again. The save for me was the header one where he tipped it over. That was for me the one. The
Zuma one. Yeah, I mean,
the Zuma one.
Listen, David De Gea will go down for me. One of the best United keepers of all time. He's been consistent, and he's had a lot of unnecessary flack for a keeper that has saved us. And yes, I'm talking about the past, but he deserves that bit of respect, especially from his own fans. The big question mark over him was, could he be coached into being what you would class now as a more common and newer, fresher sort of goalkeeper? I'm struggling to find the word that I want to use.
Modern day goalkeeper.
Modern day goalkeeper. There you go.
He's like a fine wine. He's learning more with age.
Yeah.
But that's what it'll make, because I'm the oldest of this lot.
And we are seeing
fine
that
wine.
That's you, Andy. That's what I think of every time, man. I'm like, Andy just gets better and better with it. 110%.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And I'm enjoying seeing the transition. I think, like I said, he came out and rushed out and saved Maguire's bacon at one point. Last season, would he have done that? Absolutely not. No. He'd have conceded a chance. And even, like his passing, his distribution was flawless today. No pun intended.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to say, like you say, Martinez, the defense, the whole team are really backing him and very, confident with him there. And that is only a good thing. Do we still need a keeper to come in? yes, Diogo Costa for me is the man I want to see at Old Trafford sometime in the future. And I think it has to be now rather than later, just because someone will get him when they're looking for a keeper. But he's still only 23, Costa, and I could see him coming under De Gea for 1 or 2 seasons. If we're in the Champions League and challenging, a keeper's more likely to do that. If we're in the Europa League and struggling, he's not going to do that, is he? So De Gea for me is really something to be pleased about, because not only is he saving unstoppable shots that you would say, he's also now playing as a modern day goalkeeper, and again, the starting building block in what is a solid defense, which is amazing, and I'm just happy for him, because he's a great guy. You can tell, a great guy, and also someone that deserves the respect from us United fans.
Yeah, it does. This is my thing as well. Like, it's just a lot of people. Again with Dalot and certain other players. Yes, they're younger than David De Gea, but there's still time to improve. Like, David De Gea is 31, but in terms of goalkeeping terms, he can still improve. And this is where this is the underrated kind of like quality that we've got in Ten Hag, is that we've actually got a manager now who will improve players and will solve problems and will kind of identify certain situations. I think David, under other managers, they didn't really want to maybe solve that. That wasn't maybe the priority. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wasn't really coaching in that kind of aspect. So now we've got a manager who said, you know what? I'm identifying a certain situation and I'm going to rectify it. I'm going to give him the confidence we need. And this is what David De Gea is doing, flawless. And you know what I mean? And for me, like I said, for next season, in terms of what keeper we want, I get it. You know what I mean? But for now, like, this is what I mean. Statman Baines, man, he's in the building right now.
Yeah. Baines messaged me this literally earlier and was like, title challenge. Bear in mind, after who did we play? It was Newcastle. And he was like, yo, the team's crap, such and such is rubbish, blah, blah, blah. Like, Bainesy, like, is the typical, like, he is social media in a nutshell, like
reactionary,
very reactionary. Like, if we would have lost today,
him and Cass are twins, mate.
So reactionary. Yeah, like if we would have lost today,
about it. If it happens, it happens.
Serious. Like if Rice sticks that top bins and De Gea don't make that save, it's
where's that video though? Where's that video, Andy? Second half of the season. We're doing the title charge. Listen,
I've still got the hat and the jacket.
Yeah,
I've still got the hat and the jacket.
That's all
so
we
I'll
need.
recreate it if we come through Christmas. 2 pints, 3 pints, or even top. I mean, you can't usually say if you top Boxing Day, you're going to win the league, but you can't say that this year because we've got 6 weeks of a World Cup. So if you're top come New Year's Day, maybe you have to use that analogy for New Year's Day. But we're only 8 points off the top. It's nice to feel. I like that feeling. Because, I say, I'm not going to get carried away, but second, third, and fourth. But if first becomes available, just go for it. You can only dream a silly dream, but it's dreaming. Why not? Who knows what the season will bring us? I mean, if that came to available, Jesus Christ, we'll have to keep our heads down and just go for it. But it's nice to be giddy come January if we're in a position like 5-6 points off the top. Like it makes you wonder.
The big thing is, go on, Flawless.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, people just it's good. We're in good form. Players are playing well. We're confident, but in the words like Nuruddin would say, and don't get giddy. Like just relax, people. I say after defeats, the sky's not falling. But I know when things are going well, make sure you keep your feet on the ground and your head don't end up in the sky. Like there's no title, people. There's no title charge going on. Let me just reiterate this: there is 0 title charge. Could we have a successful season this season? Yes,
we
absolutely.
Can.
I've said Europa League
already.
There,
if we're 2 points off the top with 5 games to go, this is where
that's different.
This is Andy Tate. This is my time. That'll be my time. Experience required.
Yeah,
absolutely. When we won titles, you were all babies still in 2013. You were a little bit younger. So I'll have to draw the line and I'll have to take up the channel. But I'm not thinking that far ahead, like you say. Keep it on the ground.
Yeah, man. People just take it a game by game. See what, because
the fixtures help us.
The fixtures do help, but you know what? That makes people think, yo, we can win 10 games in a row. We can win 15 games in a
I'm not
row.
thinking
That's what
like
people
that,
just
but
heard you say.
we
Not
had
you,
that
Andy.
mentality
You smart.
last year.
Yeah, you smart. You already know, like you've been here before. What I'm saying is that likes of Statman Baines and others are looking at the fixture list going, 10 games in a row. Easy, we can win them. Look at who we've played already. Yo, people,
I did
just
that
relax.
when I was a kid. Did you used to get
and
your
also this
fixtures
guy
and
relax
tick
as
it
well
off?
because there's no
You
Harry
used to get
Beckenbauer
the
anymore.
fixtures as a kid and tick it off every result because I
Yeah,
used to do that. The fixtures as a kid,
Mm.
put it on my bedroom wall, and writing the result every time, every week as a kid.
Big up to Aminur. It says Saeed, was Harry Maguire play like Beckenbauer? Listen, that title's gone now. Listen, it's Maguire and that's all it is. You know what I mean? But in terms of people watching, big up to everybody that's watching. Over 500 in the building. Make sure you guys are like, yeah, that's it, man. Get the likes up. And make sure you guys are following the guys. Make sure you go follow their channels. The links will be in the description below. But big up to everybody who's locked in. Like I said, you know what it is, yeah? For us, it's just staying steady, looking at the games that we've got now. Villa, and then we've got Fulham away. Both 2 away games, but Fulham obviously are the one that are probably more informed. Aston Villa, Unai Emery, you know what I mean, they'll be, you know what I mean, hopefully wanted to play good for the first manager's game. So we need to kind of make sure the crowd are quiet. But no Bruno Fernandes. Is that a good thing or a bad thing for everyone that we haven't got Bruno Fernandes next week?
Suspended.
Yeah, it's a yellow card. Yeah. I'm glad. Like, it's suspended. I can't lie. I'm tired of this guy. I'm glad he's suspended. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fan. Like he's one of the most frustrating players I've ever seen. Even the last one, was it the right shot? It was the right shot. He gave the ball. He gave the ball.
He made that problem, and there was no need to make that problem.
And my point is, if we concede from that, no one's mentioning that. But if that's Fred who gives that ball away, we're mentioning that, and that's being brought up. And the pass was just careless. I say this all the time about him. It's careless. I have no issue with the amount of times he loses the ball.
I mean, you could see he could have looked, turned around, played the ball, and put it into the channel. Down in the corner flag.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, like he's just careless. Like, look at the game time. We're late on in the game, 1-0 on the seat. Just keep the ball. Take some care with it. There's no need to rush that pass. And then you go give it away like carelessly. So yeah, would he be missed? No. I've been tired of Bruno, but that's just me though.
I mean, the two,
but you know what it is?
We'll decide that season as well. These two,
absolutely,
they are important. They are important. We have to top the league and that Europa. And we've got a League Cup with Villa as well in between. So
lots of games. Man. I think there's about 3 or 4 games, obviously including the Europa League as well. My thing is, you know, you got Arsenal and Man City obviously right now neck and neck for first and second, but I think the next 2 positions there, United should be looking at in terms of 3rd and 4th as being 2 viable options that United should be going. Because I don't think Liverpool. How many points we're ahead of them? 7. You got Chelsea, who, I'll be honest with you, I'm looking at last week's performance. I'm thinking we should have got 3 points out of them. I'm a bit pissed off we did it now. Obviously, hindsight's a wonderful thing, but if you look at everyone else, we need to be creating that gap and making sure we stay ahead of them, because at the end of the day, like, we can't let them just get back us because we're dropping points and we're not kind of being good. And I feel like Man United will be probably their worst own enemy this season after so many years of like thinking about, they're better than us, man. Chelsea are better than us. Liverpool are better than us. Right now, listen, Liverpool don't have the depth. They're getting beat by Leeds at home and they're not looking great. And Chelsea are still figuring it out under Graham Potter.
Oh, absolutely. You said it there. I think we will be our own worst enemy. I feel like that is a little bit of how we were today. I think we created all the problems in that game were our own doing. You know, we allowed West Ham to have the ball. We allowed West Ham to come forward, because in the first half, we were bossing it, to be fair, without any end product.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about that Bruno chance. If he passes to Fred, we're on the attack and we look to score a second goal and kill the game. So all United, in terms of the league or in terms of anything else, all we can do, and it is a cliche, is just focus on ourselves, take it game by game. We look forward to Sociedad now. We look at before I knew that Bruno stat that he's suspended, I actually wanted Bruno and Eriksen to be dropped. Not dropped, but rested, should we say, to give Donny and maybe even Fred some minutes. I think it's now vitally important we start to utilize the squad a little bit more. So I would Thursday I would go for Eriksen and Donny. Donny needs to get back in this team and start showing what he can contribute in terms of minutes and output, really, because it's important we really start to utilise what we haven't got a deep squad. You know, we're talking about Delo. If he gets injured, we've got Lindelof at right back, or, you know, God forbid, Elanga or someone. Do you know what I mean? So we really need to be not burning out Eriksen and Bruno. And I think I agree
Eriksen
with
especially, because he looked a bit
100%.
shaky first half.
Tired. They all looked tired today. Rashford was dead on his feet at the end of that game. Casemiro was. Eriksen was. I'd say Bruno was as well. I think I agree with Flawless in that he was very frustrating again today. But I think a lot of that, he was sloppy in the second half because he's probably knackered. Because what I fear most with this team and Ten Hag is we go down the Ollie route of him playing his best team all the time, his favourites all the time. And I'm not saying he has favourites, but if you're playing this constant team, a lot of them players shouldn't have played Thursday. I think Sheriff we could have been beat with Fred and Donny playing, or, you know,
we could have won the game. I hear that. I agree with that.
With other players there. Do you know what I mean? And I think just play it wisely and rest them and rotate a lot, because that's what Fergie used to do. That's what he did a lot, and he did it well. We may not be on that level in terms of players, but the squad's there for a reason.
Trying to win Thursday because like you say, players need rotation, need rest. Is it worth like, all right, let's go for the win? It keeps the run going, but do we need to top the group? Is it really that important?
Because we then play an extra game.
Yeah, we do play an extra game if we don't top the group. But when I look at the teams dropping down from the Champions League, is there teams we could lose to? Yes. Is there anyone I fear?
I don't fear Ajax. I don't fear Juventus.
Here's the thing, Andy. Everyone talking about Ajax. No. We have the perfect guy to beat Ajax if we were to draw Ajax.
Ten Hag.
Madrid. I don't fear Barcelona.
I don't fear it. I don't fear any team that
with this manager.
I can't fear it. I don't fear a team that can't get out of the group with Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, and Victoria P. Like,
that Villa game in the League Cup. If we lose that, all right, I'm not happy about it. None of us are. But that's a free week where the game's probably played, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly, so I mean, if we're in a position now, like you say, players need rest. You can't keep playing at this strong side every season, every week. I mean, are we gonna? If Gakpo has a great World Cup, are we going to get maybe 1-2 players in January?
This guy's
this is what I mean.
No, you, Andy. I'm saying on the screen. No, you, Andy. I'm talking about this on the screen here. This blasphemy. But go on, carry on. Sorry.
This is Statman Dave's on the. He's on the Sherbet Dib Dabs tonight. Statman. Sherbet Dib Dabs. Get real, mate. Get real. Stick to Smarties. That's your level. But if we're in a great position come January, you're going to have to look at strengthening the squad, alone, permanent. Say, look, I need this. You want top four? My squad's thin. I just need 1 or 2 additions, even if it's a loan. Buy him, just get him. I don't care if there's a shining star at the World Cup. We go to get him, because even if you don't get him, he's going to be twice the value in the summer. And we're gonna need 1 or 2 extra faces, fresh faces, just to keep everybody on the toes. And they say there's no money available. Believe me, if we're in a good position and we get rattled, they'll do it. We have to push on.
They did it in the summer. We were going for Arnautovic and
I know.
And then a couple of bad results. And look at we get Anthony and Casemiro.
FA Cup's coming up as well. Let's say, who knows?
January.
We're playing 3 games a week again now after Christmas.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I think there was in terms of what Ten Hag actually said. He said that we need 2 fullbacks as well, because that's an interesting kind of dig at Wan-Bissaka in terms of, like, he's got no future. Like he said here, we need 2 good fullbacks on the left and on the right. So I get it. We've got Malacia and Shaw. So I get where he's going from there. But he clearly is saying to people that Wan-Bissaka ain't good enough, because we have a lot of games to come. Man United will explore a new right back depending on Wan-Bissaka's future. Jeremy Frimpong of Bayer Leverkusen, obviously scouted, not the only one. So it's good that the manager's saying here, Flawless, that you know what, we need
rid of him. Freeing up funds. You definitely, I mean, if you don't need another right back, you can go and get a striker with the money. So if you're freeing up wages, why not?
And we freed up a lot of wages in the summer, and on top of that, this lets me know that at least the manager's fully aware as well. He's not getting carried away. He's not, you know what I'm saying, on the sherbet dib-dabs like Statman Baines. Like, he's fully aware of where this squad is and that we need like additions to it. So we do need a right back. As much as Dalot's been playing well, he needs competition to push him on as well and to rest him for certain games. So yeah, I'm all for this. Like, and I think we will go into the market in January.
A right back to get a striker.
Both. Yeah. Like we
could get both though. We could get both. You know,
it's all about the recruitment being shrewd.
I don't know, mate, but if Ronaldo has a fantastic World Cup and reaches the semi-finals, I've said this to my dad. If he's leading, I'm not saying winning it, but if he's the leading goal scorer, assists, he ain't going anywhere in January. He ain't going nowhere.
That might, you know what? That might fool someone to go, yo, there's more from this. Let me go get him. It might be that because I believe, is he not free to talk to anybody in January because his contract runs out in the summer?
Yeah, he can as well, but I don't think he will.
We have an option. We have an option to trigger. Okay. I hope we don't trigger that. I don't trigger that.
I'd be mad if we did, to be fair.
Yeah, just let them go get, because we need 2 strikers minimum.
Yeah,
like, let's be real. Like bare minimum.
You go and get Gakpo and keep Ronaldo just to the end of the season. I would definitely.
You know, by the way.
Can
I just say as well, sorry to cut you off, guys. Do you not think it was a bit damning today that Sancho didn't come on and McTominay played right back? Was that a little bit of a damning for Sancho? A bit of a reality check. Is it a reality check of
that's
you need to pull your weight?
It's reality check. We've said we wanted a manager to rule with an iron fist for the longest and players to be punished for poor performances. Now, I said,
he's playing in his comfort zone. He's playing with his little teddy bear and a baby blanket. I don't like it. I want Rashford to. You know, Rashford's got the talent. Sancho's got the talent, and he just needs to be encouraged to bring it out. Don't go in on him. He just needs to be told, you've got the talent, you've got the experience. Where's that Bundesliga lad? We want him. We want it. That's what we paid the money for. You go out and prove it. Don't go in on him. Just try and encourage him. And if it's not working, then you say, lad, you got to sit on the bench and buy your time again.
I thought it was a slap coming out of the ground. I thought it's a slap in the face for Sancho. Not a slap in the face, but a harsh lesson he's had to learn in terms of not getting on the pitch today. But then I thought about it and you look at the subs, and he brought McFred on. So I thought we were just defending the lead. He knew they were tired. He's flooded the midfield with four midfielders. And he's just trying to see out the win. That's all he wanted. He didn't want to go too gung-ho in the second half. Maybe get a counter-attack with Rashford having that pace. And I think he saved him rather than throwing him on. And then say if he drops a stinker again. And then he's back to square one. And they keep him out of the team. Let the team get the points, which they have done. And he probably starts on Thursday maybe. And he gives him some minutes then. Maybe if he comes on at half-time, whatever. I think... What we don't want to do is start making it an agenda now with Sancho. Yes, he's out the team. No. Yes, he's out the team, and he's going to have to work his way back, like Shaw has. But every time he doesn't play, let's not make a big thing out of it because it is a squad game, and sometimes he's not right to come in to that situation, which I don't think he was.
He's been out for a while and he's played again, so just treat it like that.
Absolutely.
That's what it is. Maybe it is. We want it to be the kick up the arse that he needs to rediscover his form. We got a big game on Thursday in terms of Sociedad. Go be the difference in that game. You know what I'm saying? Go have an impact. Then we're not talking about him not coming on here this game against West Ham. Like we're talking about, all right, Sancho's putting the performance. That's what we want, bet, because the talent's there. That's the most frustrating thing with him. It's not a Langer situation where I'm like, you just don't have the skill.
It was that mistake against Olympic Nicosia because you see his head down, he started jogging, everybody's running back because of his mistake. And that's why he was hauled off. And that, I think that's knocked him a bit. I mean, he was a little bit encouraging against Tottenham as well. But he was just playing within his limits and he's safe.
But it's the manager though, guys. Manager's in control, and this is what we love. Ronaldo situation. Ronaldo, I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought again, it's frustrating when he's coming too deep. It annoys the hell out of me. But I thought his overall game in terms of pressing, trying to work the defense. I think there was a one point where he lost the ball, but then he went and tracked it, and then after that, they got a throw in, and we got a throw in out of it, and it was good pressing from him. Yeah, Ronaldo's overall game was a bit more better today.
Making a good point there because he's focusing on all players. I mean, you look at it, he's done it on Ronaldo, he's done it on De Gea, he's made Luke Shaw motivating. This is what he's doing. He's making all the players look at themselves in the mirror. Rashford as well. Look, even say when Martial comes back, Martial's a little bit better, even though he's injury prone. But you say he's making every individual player look at themselves in the mirror and said, "I am playing for my future, and I've got to up my game after last season." And he's encouraging it, and he's looking at. He's probably taking them aside, studying all individual players. Like I say, he's good. Even Garnacho on Thursday. I mean, I think Garnacho's a starter for Thursday. If not for Sancho,
he did like when in that game against Omonia, he played well. But yeah, with Ronaldo, it's just like Ronaldo I put in that bracket where I'm like, you just not it. So it's kind of like I'm not. That's why I don't get onto Ronaldo for his performances. Like he's better off the bench. All his better performances this season has been as when he's not been a starter. Never mind what he did against Spurs and what he did in the summer. We've gone over that. Like we fully know what Ronaldo thinks of us, but as soon as we do something back to him that's deemed disrespectful, we're the bad ones. So I can say certain people are going to defend Ronaldo regardless. Certain people would have him.
I mean, that's expected.
Yeah,
like Pogba last season.
Yeah, certain people. Wrong. Yeah, certain people will defend certain players for whatever. Certain people would have Ronaldo playing for us when he's 45. Like that's legit what it is because he scores goals. Like that's all I keep hearing. Like he scores goals. All right, cool. But yeah, we're a better side with that. That's why he blanked Gary Neville today. And Gary Neville.
And that was a bit petty as well, man. That was petty. Very petty.
Yeah. He blanked Gary Neville today. He let on to Saha. He let on to Saha and Jamie Redknapp.
You know what? Respect to Ronaldo, because like you say, he done the same to what you call it as well.
Carragher. But the thing is, Carragher was the thing is though, if they were like when I personally, I would understand it, but they was both talking about it from a footballing perspective. All Neville said was United are a better team without Ronaldo. I've not met someone who thinks we're a better team with him apart from Roy Keane. He's the only person I've heard say we are a better side with him. Ironically, all his brethren's in it. You know what I'm saying? And all his friends say we're a better team without him. All his brethren's. What a surprise in that. Talk to all I always say with things like this. Ask rival fans who they would rather see. I guarantee rival fans put Ronaldo in our starting lineup.
Yeah.
Ask a West Ham fan from before today. Would they? Play Ronaldo, of course. But,
do you know what? The worst thing, and I'm sick of seeing it with Ronaldo. Like he is what he is. I'm sick of seeing Ronaldo tracking back past the halfway line to get the ball. What are you doing there? You're the number 9, mate.
Ten Hag said it though.
Turning and going out to the wing, and then he's behind Shaw. Like what are you playing at? Like what is your end game there?
He wants to help as much as he can.
He's doing a Rooney. He's going to end up back.
He's helping. I mean, just accept it. I think he has accepted it till the end of the season, and he's going to have to work hard and play. Even if if Ronaldo clears off the line in the last minute and we get somewhere this season, I'm all for it. Or if he goes up the other end and scores, you know what I mean? It's like you say, you can defend, you can midfield, you can attack. And if Ronaldo's doing all of it, so what?
Yeah, there's a comment that the Ten Hag made about Ronaldo in terms of here. This the comment here, and I think this for me is what kind of like sums up what Ronaldo needs to just not do a little bit more. But again, that's just himself. He says here, I think he did quite well. He needs the pressing, which I did say in the first half, linked up quite well. I said at halftime, don't come down too quick. Wait for a moment. Wait for a later moment. First, let the midfield and the defense do the work. I think that's what is. This is why Ten Hag is the guy, man, because he's understanding what Ronaldo's doing wrong, and he's just saying, listen, just don't conserve your energy. You don't need to be running and chase people down. You stay where we need you to stay. There was a point on the first half where he was on the left-hand side trying to dribble people. And I was like, Ronaldo, get yourself in the box. Let the other players do that. And this is what he's saying. Let the other guys do all the work. And like I said, and who is doing work is Marcus Rashford. Big up, by the way, 100 goals for Man United. It's not easy. So big up to Marcus Rashford.
Ain't easy.
It ain't easy. It ain't easy. Absolutely, man. It ain't easy. But Double A, that header, I thought it was Ronaldo when that header, when the guy was leaping up. But Rashford, again, improving under Ten Hag. Didn't have an amazing game today, but again, got the goal and another header goal as well. So yeah, big up to Rashford.
It's big up to Rashford, big up to Ten Hag, big up to Benny McCarthy. whoever it is that's helping.
Benny
Whoever
McCarthy.
it is helping this young man with them, the heading is one of the worst parts of his game before the last 2 goals he scored. But the header on Thursday was class. Today, again, it is class. You can forgive forward players having not the best game, when they score goals. His output at the moment is what's getting this team through. He's scoring goals. He's being a leader up top. You can say, people are saying him playing with Ronaldo is helping. I think it's helping in that he's not being asked to play the number 9 role, which for me he cannot do. He's far better coming in off the left. That's where he should be playing. And when we have a Martial or another striker, that's where he should play in this team. But again, you said it's like big up for 100 goals, because scoring 100 goals in a terrible, terrible Manchester United team, which he has done since he broke into it, it again is no mean feat, and he scores the goals. And what I love most is, no matter how bad he plays or how it doesn't come off for him, he never stops trying. Yes, he could be a little less greedy sometimes and look for a pass and try and play someone in. But again, that will come with coaching. Yeah, there was a couple there today, I think, first half and second half. But singing his song for a good 5 minutes after he scored, it gives you that feeling like, you just want him to do well, because like Manchester, he is red in it, so it's all good.
Yeah, exactly. Like Manchester, exactly, man. And I think for me, the what you call it, the fan base are starting to listen. Like I said, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's someone in the chat, big up Z. He said, you said that Rashford wouldn't play for Man United.
I've been very critical of Rashford.
100%.
No, the thing is, it's been right to be critical of him when he's playing poorly. Here's the thing: is people, when a player is playing poorly, you are going to criticize. When a player is playing well, you praise him. That's simple as it is. And Rashford said it in the interview afterwards. He said last season, mentally, I wasn't in the right place. He said. He said, I wasn't myself.
He got nasty. Yeah. He got nasty last year. Yeah. It really did.
Yeah, he didn't. And Vase, I hear this, like, is Rashford, do I think he's the long-term answer? No. Do I think he can be a part of a successful Manchester United squad? Yes. Does he still have levels to improve? Also, yes. I thought Henry's, his what's the word I'm looking for? His criticism of him was right. And I think it was, what game was it? One of the games anyway, recently. It might have been the Spurs game. And he was talking about not every day smash it. Sometimes just place it. Finesse. But then Patrice Evra,
the chances he doesn't. A few of the chances against Spurs, he just smashes it. He didn't look up.
Yeah, you just
that's not the way. He's looking up where to put it. He hits it first time, and the keeper saved it.
And that's it.
That's it. Even if it's half a second, look up and hit it. Not just look down and hit it and pray for the best.
Not every day, it's like sometimes place it, because when Henry said that, and then Evra was with him, Evra was on the panel as well, and Evra said, not everybody's as good as you, Thierry. But he's like, everybody has a brain. Like sometimes place it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's what Thierry Henry said. Yeah. Like sometimes place it, sometimes smash it. Like the one today that he put wide, if he tries to side foot that and kill that, he probably scores.
Yeah.
He probably scores. But hey, he's playing better. Ten Hag's getting a tune out of him, so that's good, and props to him.
And this is the beauty of having a coach. And like I said, for the past couple of years under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, it was a case of,
freestyle football.
I don't know. Yeah, there you go. There you go. And I feel like we did it
into the ground, basically.
Ran Rashford the ground. Yeah,
he ran again. Even when he was injured, he played him because he was so dependent on him.
Yeah, 100%. So I think for us, like I said to you, if we could get some players' bodies in, I think we still need a few attackers in January. The depth is a little bit of an issue, but again, Donny coming back, whether he again is revitalized under this manager and he gets a chance, that's another situation there. I think
if he has a good World Cup, if he makes that squad and has a good World Cup,
I don't think he'll make it. I'll be honest.
Nah, I think he has to go. I think he has to go on form. You're looking at Sterling's not on form. He's gonna go. Why can't Rashford go?
I mean, if Martial is, let's say, if he's injury free and he's rested. We've got, and he keeps training.
Would you want him to go to the World Cup? Would you want him? Would you want him? Like, I'm not really bothered about England.
I could not care less about England or any of them international teams in that.
We had a World Cup. He didn't do anything for us.
I think for him, yeah, because him getting away and being around the England lads, potentially playing, starting, coming on the bench, being a big player for England, just again, he's going to take his confidence to that next level. I think for players like him, and we said it about Maguire and Shaw a couple of weeks ago when going away with England and them getting game time and coming back better players. It's worked for sure.
This is the trick. This is where it is, though. I don't want it to be for England just for a short time.
Well,
the bats and all. I want this revive of all of them. It has to be permanent.
Yeah, absolutely. But we got to trust in the manager to get it out of him, which he is doing. But I think for Rashford, I mean, playing for England means so much to him, and I think him going to that World Cup will mean everything. And I think he's gonna.
I don't think Sancho will make it. He won't make it.
Yeah, I think, like I said, for me personally, I wouldn't mind if all the players, you know what I mean, especially the English lads that stayed at home. I think Sancho won't make it, but Rashford, for me, conserve his energy. We've got a big push for January. I think just keep it as that. That's what I would do personally. And then obviously it's a case of everyone just coming back fit. We just got to pray that everyone comes back fit. But for now, looking at the fixtures that we've got, by the time we have this podcast, we've got Real Sociedad and then Villa away. Villa will be a tricky test. I think for me, it's another test where we see where this Man United team are in terms of 2 p.m. kickoff. Unai Emery. Are you guys confident about Villa? Are you? What do you reckon?
I'm confident going into every game. Yeah, I'm confident going into every game. Like the way we're playing. Yes, new manager bounce. They got rid of Gerrard. They could. They'll be bang up for it, but I'm confident of going there getting a result. Yes, absolutely. Same with the Sociedad game. Like people have been talking about it. It's like I think we can beat Sociedad by 2 goals or more.
Yeah, you're perfectly entitled to have confidence, like Flawless said. It's like a generation. Like you're not allowed to be entertaining like with Anthony on Thursday. It's pathetic. You're not allowed to have confidence. You can't do that on a football pitch. You got people go to be entertained, not be bored out the seats. You're entitled to be confident and then go forward with your life on pitch.
Absolutely. If you look at that first Sociedad game, we lost to a contentious penalty. If we played that game now, with the way we're playing, we beat them comfortably, and I think we can very much do that on Thursday. I think it just hopefully they've conserved enough energy today to go over there and out the traps. It needs to be hit them early.
It's not the end of the world if we don't stop the group.
Yeah.
I accept.
I'm Double A, you mentioned it there. Hopefully Anthony's back. You know what I'm saying? Donny van de Beek to get minutes. Garnacho, Sancho. So hopefully that can kind of like revitalize the forward areas. Even with Casemiro and Eriksen playing a lot of games, I trust them in this game against Sociedad. Sociedad are a team who are going to fly out the traps and like are exceptional type of thing. So that's what it is. We'll do the business. But even if worse comes to worse, Silva's their main man. Yeah, like as long as even if we did finish second, like it will feel like the end of the world to some, but it's not. It's like, all right, do what we got to do.
There's a potential. You look at today's game and the way we played and we set out. That's probably a blueprint for how we go into the game on Thursday. That's how we probably will play.
Yeah, true.
We'll sit tight, soak it up, and look to hit on the break. You know,
we get 1-0 with 20 minutes to go. Then you go for it. We get
a goal, get 2 goals, sit back,
go for it, and see the game out.
I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. Big up to Gio says, to be honest, this channel is a breath of fresh air in terms of honest fan opinion. This is what we do, people. This is called an Unfiltered podcast. We're live every Sunday, 8 or 9 o'clock, depending on the fixture, what time it is.
Time, I said this. When are we going to get 3 o'clock? When are we going to get 3 o'clock this year?
After the World Cup, is it? I think after the World Cup, we'll get some.
Yeah,
FA Cup, mate. FA Cup, mate.
So it's borderline.
I know.
Come the end of the season, if we don't have a 3 o'clock, I mean, there's going to be serious questions asked. I know it's on for TV and they pay the money. Yeah, it's got to be looked at because it's somewhat dodgy because all our rivals are having 3 o'clock kickoffs. I know it's Sunday, you play Thursday, Sunday. I get that, but having a few 3 o'clock kickoffs, that's what football's about on a Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. But listen, we're going to wrap it up here. Big up to everybody who's still here. Over 600 of you in the chat. Make sure you guys like the video. I don't know if we hit 200 likes, but if we're on 200, let's get to 300 likes. Big up to every single one of you that's contributing, chatting in the chat. You know what I mean? We love the support. We love your energy. The matchday vlog is pinned on the
check it, people. Go check
chat.
it.
Yeah. That will be live at 11 o'clock. The vlog is out. Big up to everybody who watches all the vlogs. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. But Andy Tate, thanks a lot for coming on, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me, mate. And I say I'll be on here next Sunday as well after the Villa.
Big up, man. Yeah. Absolutely. And hopefully we get 3 points. Sarcasm City, make sure you go follow him. Anything that you're doing tonight, let them know, man.
Big up for having me as always, Saeed. Like I said, again, you lot make sure you hit the like button as well. What we got coming up tonight? Sports Q&A, Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. That'll be at midnight. That'll be on the YouTube channel. And then NBA's back. So we're live on the Twitch, people. What are we doing? Lakers Nuggets. So yeah, that's gonna be a good watch along. Anytime Lakers play, it's always good. So yeah, make sure you tune into that. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the Twitch, both Sarcasm City TV.
There you go. And obviously Double A, big up to make sure you go follow him. Big up to you, man. Thanks for coming on, bro.
Well, I appreciate it. You know, like I say, it's always fun spending a Sunday evening with you guys. Yeah, everyone, make sure you're liking this video, subscribing to Saeed. Like the chat said, real unbiased fan opinion, and it's great to chop up with you. Myself, obviously, the main guy behind Talking Kit. So if you're into your football kits, I mean, I've got a classic behind me. I've got a classic on today. I'm massively into my football shirts. If you are, just search Talking Kit on YouTube, and we do some of the best content around. So yeah, I'd like any of you to go and subscribe. It'll be sick.
There you go, people. Make sure you go do that. And like I said, big up to everybody who's been here. And I'll catch you tomorrow for the Straight Jacket podcast. Peace.